Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm the young one.
You know what? You always say that, John. Are you really? Okay, well, that's fine. I'm Corry, and I'm the emotionally stable one.
Okay, I cried one time on the treadmill at the gym. One time. Calm down.
We're business coaches and experts in mindset support and strategy building, with our goal being to help your businesses scale, grow, and pivot.
When things aren't working, we don't believe in throwing it all away. Sometimes all you need is a reboot, and that's why we're here to help. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Business Reboot Podcast, brought to you by the news anchor that I have always wanted to be. We are talking about something today that is near and dear to us as aged women. Aging women. We're talking about aging in your business. We're talking about when you're past your prime, how you can age like fine wine, quote unquote. Right. Yeah. Like, come on. We're in our 40s. This is the best time to be alive. That's right. That's right. But speaking of aging, let's talk about growing older in our business.
I mean, listen, the business world is oftentimes obsessed with what's new, what's fast, what's trendy. But here's the truth, y'all. Trends fade. But wisdom, it lasts. And if you have ever felt like you're too late to the game, and like, here's the thing, you're never too late. You are never too, we have clients who are like, I just don't know, I'm not sure. No, you're never too late for the game. Or if you're feeling like you need to try and keep up with younger entrepreneurs who seem to have it all figured out, this episode is for you, because today we are breaking down how to own your value, how to build real authority, and create a business that lasts even in this quote unquote past your prime, which is a lie and trash. It's not true. If you're over 40, you are truly in your prime, because success after 40 isn't just possible, guys. It is more sustainable now than ever.
And we're going to do something a little bit different this episode. We want you to go and get out a pen and a paper. We want y'all to take some notes, because we're going to give you some action steps for each one of the things that we're going to be talking about. So go ahead. Just get your notes out. We'll give you 20 seconds. Corey, if you could hum the Jeopardy theme song while... Okay, that was sufficient. We're good. I think we're good. Okay.
I mean, I'm offended. I did pretty good.
I love it. Good. You did. You know what? That was good. You did. Okay. First things first. Let's get into it. Okay. The world needs wisdom, not just trends.
Right.
Clock
right.
it, as the youths would say.
I mean, truly. Well, and I think too, like, looking at why experience and resilience and emotional intelligence are your biggest business advantages. Like, guys, we have lived some life. We have created and lived through many experiences. We have a resilience that, God love them, the younger generation, they don't have yet, because they just don't have the lived experience. They haven't had time to build those resilience muscles as we have in our 40s, our 50s, and our 60s. And also there's an emotional intelligence that comes with, I mean, I'm just going to be real honest, like, wrinkles in perimenopause make you real emotionally intelligent, because you feel all the emotions.
They make
all
you
the
real
time.
emotional.
I mean, woo! But seriously though, you have an emotional intelligence, and those can be such key assets to building your business. It is such an advantage that other people that are not our age do not have.
Right. I think that and I try to look at this from the perspective of somebody who is younger that's listening to this, that's going to be kind of offended. And we know people who have got some stories, who are younger, who run businesses that are amazing. And I will tell you, anybody that says that their life experience is sufficient, like, we all have to learn from each other. Like, that, right. That is also a lie. I need to learn from people who are older than me. I need to learn from people who are younger than me.
Yes.
I like, we all need to. We need to be open to that. But I will say, it's the once you hit your stride, once you hit a certain age and you have perspective, that's really like the golden nugget from it, is the perspective. And so we want to just kind of give you an action step with this, is to write down some hard-won lessons from your life or maybe your career that set you apart from anybody else in your industry. And we will tell you, like, I don't know what you do. I don't need to know exactly what you do and how you serve in order to tell you that you can be successful at it. But I will say this, that every time you've been knocked down and you've stood back up, that's stretching muscles that you're going to be able to use as you age in your business. And you can learn a lot of things from YouTube. Your whole business might be able to be replaced by YouTube videos, but it's not going to be replaced because the human aspect, the things that you do, the way you've experienced that you end up bringing into the story that you're telling of your brand, that's what's going to keep people coming back time and time again. And it's not trendy. It's wisdom. That's what it looks like.
Right. Well, and I will also say before we hop to the next point is that you said YouTube, like you can learn anything from YouTube, but everybody doesn't have time to DIY every single thing. So like, for instance, right now, I made a plumbing appointment yesterday for next week because we have some things that need to be replaced in the girls' shower. And I bought the kit. Kevin was like, I can do it. It's no big deal. Well, whenever he was reading the instructions and he's like, wait, to replace this, not the faucet, but where you turn it on and off. Like he's replaced shower heads. He replaced oh my gosh, I have had a true, not a stroke, but like a brain moment. Hello, perimenopause. But, where you turn it on, the fixture, where you turn it on the water.
We're getting a whole history of Kevin's plumbing.
Anyway, long story short is that when he went to do that piece of it, it was like shut off the water. And Kevin was like, I could do that under the sink. How do I do that to the shower? Mm-hmm. I was like, he's like, Corey, go out to the street and shut the water off. I was like, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go out and shut the water off to our house.
Listen, Mario, you better get up, Mario and Luigi. You better get on. I'm not taking a crowbar to the plate out in the yard.
So I was like, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to call the plumber and we're going to have them come out because while we could YouTube it and we could figure this out, I don't want to. So again, that's not replaceable. There are people who are still going to need help doing the things in their life, and your business likely solves a problem that people are still going to need help solving. We talk about this with AI. We talk about this with automation and all kinds of things. Guys, AI is not as emotionally intelligent, resilient, or has as much experience as you do. Mm. It will never be able to replace you individually in your business.
Yeah, never, ever, ever. Okay. Next is you need to step into authority and stop underestimating yourself. This is part of what we talk about when we say we combine mindset and strategy. You can have all the strategy in the whole world, but if you don't buy what you're selling, nobody else is going to. So it has to be this mindset shift. You're not behind, you're actually ahead because you bring depth and you bring expertise. A lot of women who are over 40 struggle with things like imposter syndrome and undervaluing their work. And I will tell you, there are times, I'm so sorry, I'm going to say this, and Zach, you can beep it if you need to, but even things that we worked through this week, I said, Corey, you got to put your on. How would a man deal with this? How would a guy handle this? And not, we very much believe in running in your masculine and your feminine and all the things, and letting it be this balance of how you show up and you serve people. But there are things that as women, we will undervalue what we do so much to the point where Corey and I literally have to be like, higher to clients all day long about the money that they're charging for the services that they offer. Or, they will just kind of diminish the work that they've done. They don't realize the accolades they have under their belt. They'll forget the things. And I'm going to let you know, and this is not every man, I'm not trying to make generalizations, but listen, a lot of men that I know who are especially in more corporate setting, they are never going to let you forget their accomplishments. Have y'all ever seen Little Giants? The guy who played Al Bundy, I don't know what his name was in that movie. It's like the small town setup where he had been the high school football champ, and there was still a big, billboard in the town where it's like, I know, but he's 51 now. He was 17 then. Can we just move past it? No. And so sometimes you do have to be that relentless about looking at and analyzing the accomplishment that you've had to be able to see that you do have the authority and you do have the value and you do bring what it takes in order to make this happen to the table.
Well, also, you have to remember to position yourself as an expert. You are not a beginner, even if you're pivoting careers. That if you are starting a business, please hear me very loud and clear. If you are in your 40s and you are starting a business, or older. We have clients that are older. I mean, I can see 50. It's Chase. If you've seen that meme where 1975, it is like the person. They have it labeled 1975 and the person's running and like the number 50 is chasing them. That's me this year. But you have to.
I don't know anything about that.
You know what?
So far
Zip
from
it. Zip it. It's coming. It's coming for you, boo-boo. It's coming. But you have to position yourself as an expert, even if you're just beginning in business, because you have had decades of career and life experience that you are bringing to the table, and that is of value. So while you may be new to business, likely the thing that you are doing, and even if it's something different, like I have an education background, I did photography, but I ended up teaching in photography. I used that skill set to educate my clients on how I could serve them best, the value that they were getting, and how to work with me. Same thing then pivoting into coaching. I bring all of those decades of experience in curriculum development, in like scope and sequence, and how to do short range plans and long range plans. Guys, that's why our content mapping is on fire for you in your business when you work with us, because I bring that skill set that I did for years as a teacher with a master's degree. I'm bringing that to the table when you coach with Melissa and I.
And I make a really good cup of coffee, and that's about what I bring to the
That is not true. That is not true. So but if you're just starting a photography business, if you worked in, let's say, sales, or that's going to help you. That's going to help you in your business. If you worked in customer service, you're going to be amazing at serving your customers and your clients as a photographer. You're not brand new. You're bringing that experience with you. So to give you an action step for this point is to create a signature statement that positions you as an authority. So for an example, I help your ideal client. So I help blank achieve. And then what is the desired result by leveraging, and then what is your unique expertise? So I help whoever your ideal client is. Business owners achieve
business growth by leveraging mindset and strategy. That's it.
That's it. It can be that simple. And so practice that over and over again. And that can also help you in your sales pitch, your sales copy, and how you show up for people.
I love that. I love that so much. Okay, so next is really just looking at how success after 40 is more sustainable now than ever. Okay, slow growth beats fast burnout any day of the week. And I will tell you that if you are willing to go a little slower, you can build a business that lasts. It's this shift. Again, we're looking at the mindset shift. You've got to take yourself away from, and this is something that you do not, like, I feel like it is incapable. Now, I say that, hold on, pause. Let's also talk about this next generation, because the generation that's in the workforce now, that are in their early 20s, they take a lot less crap than we did. I don't know what was wrong with us. We had some trauma, but the shift from the hustle culture to more intentional growth is something that I feel like they have a better grip on than people in our era. And so we can tell you that when you start, if you're just starting to build a business, or if you're starting to build another arm of your business that feels like you're starting over, you can do it differently. You can intentionally grow. Let it be slower. Let it, again, be more intentional, and shift away from that hustle culture. Because I think at the end of the day, everybody figured out all it's going to do is burn out your thyroid, make you sick, and cost you all your friends. And we just don't want to do that.
No, it's true, because I just was talking about this with my own daughter, and she is at a position in her career. She has her master's, she has work experience in higher ed, and now she's relocated and is looking for employment. And so she was literally a fork in the road. We literally workshopped this yesterday. And it was like, there's a great opportunity here. And this is kind of like fast track. I'm going to make great money. It is in my realm of job experience. And like, I could do this, but it's going to require, Melissa, you're talking about the younger generation. This is exactly what she said. It's going to require a lot of me in a mental, physical, and emotional status. It's going to take a lot of that from me. And with deployments and all the things that they have coming up this year, she's like, or I have this other opportunity that could lead to another opportunity that would be a better fit for me and the life that we are looking to build. Can I tell you, as a mom, and especially as a business coach, I was just like,
look at that long range vision.
Round of applause for you, because you're not just taking the thing that makes sense. You're looking at the life it's going to afford you. And even if there's a sacrifice financially, the more impact is going to be the long-term growth that she can see and the longevity in this other business versus a fast and furious burnout likely with the other. And so that's also how you have to attack some of these things of slow growth. It's going to be burnout.
Mm-hmm. So the action step here is going to be to do something that we do with our clients and intensives, and that is audit your business. And then look at it from the perspective of knowing if you're building something that's scalable, which just means to, get bigger, to add more revenue, to be able to grow somewhere. It's going somewhere. But is it something that's scalable and sustainable, or is it just keeping you busy with busy work? Is it, we Corry and I have had conversations before about how we were in a cult, and it's what it is. But we were talking yesterday about how I'll never forget someone telling me that I had made $700 in the month, and she was like, "Well, that's $700 you don't have to find somewhere else." And I just was like gobsmacked, because $700 for 96 hours worth of work in 7 days felt like a good trade to me. Felt like a good trade. That's right. But it was a lot of busy work. It wasn't actually doing things that would move the needle and bring in revenue or joy to my life. It's what it is. But you have to think about it from that perspective. Is what you're doing scalable and sustainable, or is it just making you busy? Because that changes everything.
And here's the thing too, if you are like, I don't know, is the work I'm doing just busy work, or is it like moving the needle? Well, I'm gonna tell you this: look at your bank account. Mm-hmm. Like if you are busy doing work, but there is not a profit margin there, then we're going to tell you that likely, again, everything needs time to get off the ground. There are lots of nuances in here, so I'm not trying to make a blanket statement here, but I'm also telling you that if at the end of the year you're like, I made no money, like, where's the money? But I was busy. I've been working all in this business. Well, you're likely doing busy work and you're not doing profitable work. And there is a difference in between the two.
And if you are too busy to do the things that you need to in order to get new clients through the door, well, we're just going to leave it right there, because y'all can see my face. My lip is tucked up under my teeth, and it's just what it is.
Amen. Okay, we're going to the next one. Playing the long game, how to build legacy over quick wins. So this is looking at why stability and legacy are greater than viral moments. We are going to tell you that we have been around since before the dawn of Instagram. And while viral can be something for sometimes once in a while, for some people, it likely, and people are now actually starting to talk about it. Like, it used to be the big thing to like trending audios and how to make your content viral, and this is what you're looking for. Well, here's what we're going to tell you is that all those people now are coming back and being like, I would take stability and building a legacy over a viral moment any day, because viral moments do not pay the bills. Mm-hmm. And so if you are looking to build something that is going to go viral, I was listening to a podcast actually a couple weeks ago, and she was like, the era of you could create something and it would go viral and think that you're just going to like get plucked by the universe out of the social media world, and like you're going to become famous and like an instant success and like have this huge thriving business. And so you spent all of this time creating all of this content that you were hoping and praying was going to go viral. That does not happen anymore. It is the networking. It's the behind the scenes publicity. It's being in it for the long game. That is where the success comes from. It's showing up and doing the work. And we talk about this all the time, being consistent. That is what builds a legacy. That's what builds a thriving, sustainable, profitable business, not trying to do trendy and have viral moments. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Right. No,
I'm getting my soapbox.
Look at a soapbox. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So then think about it too, from the perspective of like how making something last long term, you have to make money with it. So how are you going to charge for the transformation that you provide? Not just your time spent. Like what are people actually buying from you? Because a lot of times, and we sit down with clients, and they will tooth and nail fight us over an hourly wage. And I'm like, can we get out of the hourly wage mindset? We can't. It's hard. It is difficult because we're always constantly breaking things down by the hour. But that is something. It's thinking about it from the transformation that you provide. And the sustainable business model for women over 40 really comes down to a combination of a couple things. You ready? Leveraging expertise, creating premium offers. Those are things that are going to be actually worth your time doing, because it's going to yield enough money for that. And then building community-driven businesses in general, because it is important that you connect with the community of people that you serve, right? And then there's an action step with that. And that's just that we want you to, again, start thinking more long-term than a lot of people are comfortable with. Write down your 5-year vision. What do you want your business to look like beyond just the next launch or the next client? And I will say, Corry and I haven't done this in a minute. We did it about 3.5 years ago. So like 6 months into our business. And we, as of, I guess I say haven't done this in a while. It's probably been since January. We did it at the beginning of this year, where we sat and we were like, we are 2 years ahead. So now what?
Yeah.
Now what do we do? And that sounds like such a flex, and that's not what we mean.
No.
But also, I will say it led to us being able to do what we're doing currently, which is us both knowing that we are the people who will go to the next thing. Y'all think we record podcast episodes just because we feel good about it? No, we're talking to ourselves too. We have to research and learn
what next strategy.
What's next? That was us going. What's next? What's next? What's next? And so we knew we beat the goal by 2 years. Now we work on everything from the financial goal to the client load goal to the time off goal to X, Y, and Z. Like we have all the other goals surrounding the things, but we said to ourselves, we need to show ourselves and remind ourselves and prove to ourselves that we can be content where we are. And so some people may think we're just sitting still. We've got a lot of things happening behind the scenes. But from the forward-facing perspective, we haven't launched anything new this year. We haven't, and we are pulling on Sarah Blakely, and we're going to keep that tucked real close to our chest because we want that when the time is right, it will come loose and everybody will know. But think about it, your business, from the perspective of what do I want in 5 years? What do you want in 10 years? Right? And even beyond that, if you've got the time for it.
Well, and two, you're talking about 5 year, like Melissa and I, every year we sit down and we do it. I mean, so at some point in the year, and a lot of times it's when we do a quarterly retreat, we kind of just do a check-in of like, hey, how are we feeling about this? Because while we talk every single day, like those are higher level conversations when you're talking about vision and what's working, what's not working. Day to day, we're in the weeds of it. We're on Voxer, helping clients source something or helping a client write an email or figure out how to use ChatGPT for this specific thing that they want in their business. Like there's a lot of hands-on work that's being done day to day, but for us to really, and again, this is why we take a quarterly retreat. If you have not listened to that podcast episode, please do. Whether you are a solopreneur or you have a partnership or a team, it is good to get away because this is when this higher level work gets to be done and you get to write down a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year, a 10-year vision. Because if you don't know where you're going, you will never end up there. Like that is so important for you to know. You never get in a car and just, maybe once in a while you do, but like very rarely do you get in a car and be like, I don't know where we're going, but like, let's just get in a car. There's typically a direction you're going, but you really get good at the travel piece of it when you have a plan. Like this is the destination. We're going to Boston and this is how we're going to get there. Are we going to fly? Are we going to make it a road trip and drive? And then from there, what are we going to do when we get there? Like, yeah, sometimes it's fun to do things on the fly. And as entrepreneurs, we are typically really good on the fly, but that is not always sustainable. And you're going to have a better chance of making that vision casting more impactful and making those things actually happen when you know where you're going. So you've got to stop, take a second, think about where you're going with this long game.
That's right. That's right.
And also just to piggyback off of that, we have something new that we have created. So if you want a roadmap for building a thriving business over 40, because we talk to a lot of those of us who are over 40 and building businesses, you can grab our free business growth blueprint at our website, thebusinessreboot.com, and you can start creating your most sustainable and profitable business yet. 2025 is not over. We are just getting started, even though we are now in the depths of Q2. But we all know that Q3 and 4 are right around the corner. And so use this to really help you look at your branding, your website, your content. And that means both social content as well as long form content like a blog or your podcast or email newsletter that happens to be something that you're using for long form content, and then your email marketing. So this free over 40 business growth blueprint is really going to help you put your eyes on those key areas in your business. And maybe you have all of those boxes checked, but it's always good to evaluate them every so often and say what's working, what's not working, what do I want to change, what do I want to pivot, what needs to be freshened up.
I love that. I love that. Okay, well, we hope this has been helpful. Make sure you go back through, take a look at all of those action steps, from writing down your hard-won lessons from your life and career to your 5-year vision, to just thinking about auditing your business and how you can make the most impact by really putting your eyes on the things that need to be done, and then really stepping into your power as a woman over 40 who is just getting started. That's really it. We're just getting started. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at Business Reboot or visit our website at thebusinessreboot.com. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Business Reboot Podcast.